Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
And again, we're not going to be gaslighted on this. We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Wow, a size joke for about Donald Trump's crowds.
Mic drop moment. You were right. That's boom. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
What a great line. I wonder if she came up with that on the fly right there. That's crowd work. That's how you work with a heckler, folks.
Yep.
It's boom and the crowd's booing you.
Oh my
good
God.
to see you, Steph.
And good to see you too, Dean. We also were talking about how just epically and horrifically Trump bombed at the Al Smith dinner. It just, as we always say, just not funny. Right wing. It's always just mean. There was nothing in there that was even vaguely funny or appropriate. It was just, oh my God.
He continued to call President Obama Barack Hussein, and then he quoted Hussein, and the crowd wasn't laughing at his bigotry, and he didn't like that. Then he lashed out against Bill de Blasio, cursing. I'm not going to curse here because I know we're not supposed to curse, but like saying, I don't care if this is comedy, that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, it's a comedy show, buddy. You're supposed to care it's comedy. You're not here to settle old debts from a decade ago on the Al Smith dinner, which is to raise money for Catholic charities, and there he is cursing and peddling bigotry. Yeah. So that's why people were upset. I saw a lot of Catholics were upset.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So meanwhile, I don't even know where to start. Speaking of this new book, the accounts of Mitch McConnell reveal a scathing opinion of Trump. I always keep saying this is going to be the other story of our time: the cowardice of this party. Yeah. This is a large part of how we got here, right? I mean, some of it he said out loud on the Senate floor after January 6th, but. He said it's not just the Democrats who are counting the days until Trump leaves office. Trump's behavior underscores the good judgment of the American people. They've had just about enough of the misrepresentations, outright lies on a daily basis, and they fired him. And for a narcissist like him, that's been really hard to take. Before the Georgia runoffs, McConnell said Trump is as stupid as being ill-tempered. McConnell, of course, voted to acquit Trump.
Yep.
But during COVID, he lambasted Trump for holding up a bipartisan aid package. He said this despicable human being is sitting on this package of relief the American people desperately need. He said Trump has every characteristic you would not want a president to have. So his excuse, he said to the AP when this came out yesterday, whatever I may have said about Trump pales in comparison to what J.D. Vance and Lindsey Graham and others have said about him. Mm-hmm. But we're all on the same team now. Yeah, you're all a bunch of hypocritical cowards, is what he's saying, right?
It's all about power. Look, if Mitch McConnell had done the right thing after the Senate trial hearing and whipped votes to get 10 or 12 more votes, Donald Trump would be gone now.
Yep.
He would have been convicted and banned from ever holding office again. And the Republican Party would have maybe regrouped and came back as a GOP. They would have had one wing that was MAGA, maybe one that was the old-time Republican Party. Instead, Mitch McConnell, and some of them, though, Steph, they're not cowards. They agree with Trump. They just don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
Others are cowards. In the pursuit of power, they will do anything and say anything. They will sell any principle they may have had is gone. And then they say in a book years later, no, you're complicit. You're in for all of this.
So happy Jack Smith Evidence Day to those who celebrate. Hi. Could you put your legal cap on, please? So not out yet, but any second, right, Jody? I don't know, right? The federal judge, Judge Chutkan, good for her, overseeing Trump's election interference case in D.C., it released a devastating 5-page opinion last night that will allow for the release of the full appendix of evidence against Trump. She ruled she would make Jack Smith's appendix public, but allowed Trump time to weigh his options. So yesterday, of course, he tried to delay it till after the election, right, November 14th.
Of course.
Oh, I love this because he said, "Oh, it might taint the jury pool," says Mr. Jury Tampering 101
exactly.
Constantly.
Yep.
Yeah. Joyce Vance called this a devastating opinion. As she said, she swatted aside all his other arguments, and she has said over and over, Dean, the election does not play into her. This is, the facts and a jury trial. This should have nothing to do with elections.
If it wasn't for Donald Trump's Supreme Court, and we should call it Donald Trump's Supreme Court, this trial would have happened. He would have been a convicted felon in federal court for attempting a coup. And still the GOP base would have been on board. No one should forget that at all. That's the reality. But I think a lot of other Americans in the middle will be like, wow, he was convicted of attempting a coup by a jury. I might have a problem with it. I don't even know. Look, he's convicted of 34 felonies for cheating in the 2016 campaign, and no one talks about it. The media's like, that was so May. That was June. Come on. We can't talk about that. The guy was convicted of cheating by a jury in 2016, 34 counts. And nothing. You don't even see it mentioned in an article about the guy. It's unbelievable as we watch the normalization by corporate media of Donald Trump.
I don't know why I just love this headline. Prison inmates cheer on felon Trump as he battles prosecutor Harris. Trump has built a massive support network among a part of the society that can't help him at the ballot box. A pair of surveys show that felons are cheering him on. I'd say there's a majority of open support for Trump within the inmate population here, especially among the whites. I mean,
look, Trump's going to be the president of his prison cell. When he goes to jail, Trump is going to get there and be like, when I got here, this was the worst jail in America. Now it's the best prison.
It's best.
People are committing crimes to get in my jail.
No one's ever seen prison showers like this.
My prison gang, the best gang, the Orange Brotherhood. We run this place. This is the MPGA making prisons great again. That's what Trump will be doing. And you know what? His supporters were buying his orange jumpsuits. He'll sell the orange jumpsuits that he wore for a day, and they'll buy it on eBay for like $500,000, $10,000. And we laugh, but what I just said, it's all real. We know that's what they'll do. They will buy the jumpsuits. They will go to his rallies wearing the prison jumpsuits.
Yep.
It's over,
Unfortunately,
America. I'm out of here.
It doesn't roll off it doesn't roll off the tongue like MAGA, right? Just making prisons Mapaka.
Well, if he goes to jail, I hope that the Muslim Brotherhood pays him a visit just as high.
Oh, Dean Louise Obeidallah.
You wanted to ban us? Well, welcome. We're here.
Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. I hope you'll join me on my new audio podcast, Justice Matters. I'll be using my 30 years as a federal prosecutor and Army JAG to unpack, break down, and explain the legal issues of the day, particularly where the legal intersects with the political. Please look for Justice Matters with Glenn Kirshner wherever you generally get your podcasts.